When you first came on the planet, you had a body of light. Then you start gradually getting into the physical body, because that was a part of the grand experiment. Now, once you went into the physical body, your psychic abilities was open. And you did not deal with what you call analytical ability. You dealt with cosmic memory. All you had to do between the age of 1 and 5 is remember all what you had previously had in your other lives of what you came on the planet. That's cosmic memory. The physical world was dim, like a fog, because it was just new. It was just coming into action. And the spiritual world was clear. So that means you can communicate with all the brothers and sisters who did not have the physical bodies, based on there were certain people had to be put in a certain experiment. Okay? Then the physical, as the vibratory rate went down. As the vibratory rate went down, the physical world the spiritual world started disappearing, and the physical world came more clear. And your spiritual centers shut down. All of your third eye, your chakras, and all of that stuff is shut down. And so what happened was you became entrapped, imprisoned in a spiritual body. You doing your time on earth, you're doing your time right in this jailhouse. You see what I'm saying? Where you reduce the spirit to the flesh. Okay? Now, at that time, you are all gods. Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? Now, in one of it, they say, you are the sons of God, then you are heirs of God. That's in the Bible. And if heirs of God, that means joint heirs with Jesus Christ, which means you the same as him. He just so happened to be a brother that raised himself up to the spiritual level as an example for you to raise yourself up. And he says what? Just as I have done great works, greater works you shall do. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole thing is becoming God. Okay? Now, so your spiritual center shut down, and as a result, you became trapped in this physical body, and your ancient mystery systems, your schools around the world, was put in order to bring you up out of the physical back to the spiritual. But you would be able to have a physical body to function on this realm, as well as the access to the spiritual bodies. You understand what I'm saying? And this was the role of your society, and most of the societies was psychic and spiritual. Now, you got to understand this, because the reason why you are trapped with the false prophet, the white man, is because you think that the physical structures that you see out here are more conducive to the white man, and you think that they are more superior. At the particular time when you had all of the spiritual things, you didn't need much of the physical. That's why I often wonder, well, why you can have an Egypt over here with all the physical, and the rest of Africa don't have this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Because at one time on the planet you didn't need those physical things, because the physical things is based on your spiritual centers are shut down, and you need more physical things to function. You understand what I'm saying? The more spirit you have, the less physical things you need to function. And I know it's true, because the same thing with me. I used to be highly materialistic in college and all that. You know the whole thing. I want to go get my $1 million and all that kind of thing here. Now and stuff, I've become so immersed in stuff, I got to check myself and shit. Because I'm about to become a hermit. And I mean a damn hobo and stuff, because I literally don't, I used to go in the mall. I used to go in the mall and just say, man, Dad, I got to get the money. Look at all this bad shit up in here. You know, like that. Oh, look at that car. You see? But now and stuff, if I had the money, I wouldn't know what to do with it, because I'm not into that stuff no more. You see what I'm saying? That's when you see the dead people in the mall every damn day. They're shopping and all that kind of stuff. You're supposed to be, really, you know what I'm saying? Get you something to eat, and that's an acquired taste, acquired condition. You know what I'm saying? But get you something to eat, something divine and something, you know what I'm saying, righteous. And, you know, and if you got a mate and stuff, hell, you don't need nothing else. You see what I'm saying? On a roof over your head and some heat in the sun in the winter and all this kind of stuff here, you don't need nothing else. The more you depend on the cracker stuff, the more the cracker got you. You see what I'm saying? Now, you fell into a physical, and then you started running the physical. And you started running the physical, You say, so now the Spirit said, well, if you're going to run the physical, we're going to run the physical on a divine level, whereas we can have a balance in society and it's going to be divine even on the physical. So you built things to acquiesce the spiritual. Or you built things to manifest the spiritual. If it wasn't spiritual, you didn't build them. Okay? Atlantis came, you did these things. Had a few little things where you started experimenting, you blew up that place, it went down. Caused continental drift because you was all one people on one landmass with no other people on her. Then Hemmitt, which was all a part of Atlantis at that time when the stuff, you had that left over, you did that, and then the civilizations, then all of a sudden the vibratory went down even more, and even though you couldn't even survive on those physical things, so you went to sleep and you gave the stuff to the beast. Now the key to the whole thing, you got to start looking at the bigger picture. Now the key to the whole thing is this. You first were gods when you came on the planets. Power, balls of light that can do anything. Now, if you were spiritual bodies of light, if you were talking about getting your planet back, to gain your planet back, you don't go back to Egypt or Atlantis halfway. That's what you fell into. That was a decline. When they say getting your planet back, they're talking about you going back to God, that you are one with the universe. You understand what I'm saying? So in actuality, the white man, what he's doing, you have outgrown this shit.
Yes, thank you.
You see what I'm saying? But now you want to be back like the white man, and that's a low level. You've outgrown this thing. You got to understand these things. See, the whole thing is people saying, I want liberation. So that nigga up there, he's talking about that shit that you can't see. So damn that. I want liberation to take back my stuff and take back my communities. But what I'm trying to tell you is what you think you're taking back is a low level. You gods. You marvel at what Jesus and all those people can do, walk down water, and they saying you can do this. But yet you want a doggone pork out and do the regular little old stuff. You want to damn the little crumbs.